Might be the last one. Let's do it.
Whenever you're ready.
It's recording.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
We're gonna find out what you say later.
In the video, right? Man, so today, finally, good day. Today's probably the best weather we've had since we've been here. The last few days on the road trip were hard to see a beautiful country when you can't see anything because there's such fog. I think Iceland is living up to my expectations. I came wanting to ride a bike in the countryside listening to Sigur Rós. Did not technically do that. I was driving a car listening to Sigur Rós in the countryside of Iceland. We surprisingly have gotten along very well for 4 strangers in a car for 10 days and in tiny tents, sleeping on the ground. We've done really well. I'm pretty sure Nick would disagree, maybe. I think we annoyed Nick with our bad folk music, and but I think we've done really well. I'm really happy to have done this, and yeah, I just really love it here. People are amazing. The Icelandic people are some of the nicest people I've ever experienced. And traveling, I've traveled a lot. So I'm home tomorrow. Going back to Boston. So gotta do that, eh? So talk to you. And yeah, that's it.
Knowing it was our last day on the trip, Simon and I went all out last night. Must have been 5 or 6 a.m. when we got back to the campground. It wasn't until we woke up around noon that we noticed the tent had imploded. The only logical thing to do at this point was to make sandwiches. Sabrina and Cassandra went on some boat tour to eat fresh seafood and sea puffin, so we were left with nothing else to do but explore the town of Stykkisholmur. Simon's always had this irrational fear of birds, so it took some convincing to get him across the marina.
Fuck. Shut up.
Dude, fucking watch out!
Let's just walk. Okay, go. Let's do this.
There's gonna be more up there, right?
No, I don't believe it.
We climbed to the top of a ridge, looking out into the Atlantic Ocean, from the same spot we watched the sunset the night before. The road trip was great, but us not being seasoned travelers, aside from Sabrina, it wore us down. It's hard to admit, but at the time, we were excited to get back to civilization in Reykjavik and having something other than a jeep to call home. It was our last look at small-town Iceland. It was time to head back. I wouldn't change anything about the last 10 days. Sabrina spearheaded the trip, and aside from being the main driver, she always knew what to do and where to go. Cassandra kept the morale high, stayed positive, and kept us on the right track. I'll probably never forget the sound of her laugh either. And Simon? Well, the trip wouldn't have been the same without him. The ridiculous situations we'd gotten ourselves into would have otherwise been upsetting without his comic relief. We took a stop at Kirkjufell before turning the car around. This may be the most iconic piece of scenery people think of anytime Iceland is mentioned. I didn't know what to expect when coming here. I knew the sights would be beautiful, but I never imagined I'd meet some of the most interesting people I've encountered in my life. We'd gone full circle, 10 days, over 2,000 kilometers, the best views and some of the hardest laughs I've had in my life. It's hard to accept the fact that, despite doing the full ring road, we'd only seen a fraction of the country. We all knew we'd missed the Jeep once we dropped it off in Reykjavik, so we chose to drive around for a few more hours around the tip of Snæfellsnes. We took a shortcut through the mountain pass and ended up being engulfed in fog, before discovering yet another abandoned cabin. Iceland has places with the ability to make your brain go crazy with wonder. Wonder who built this and who's been here.
So you guys want to camp in here?
No. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad spot to camp.
Look for pictures of naked dudes.
What date is this from?
We did it. Oh, so
Fuck. This might be our last day out here. Shit is fucking crazy.
Running low on travel funds, we had 2 days left to kill in Reykjavik before flying back home. Most of our time was spent exploring the urban areas, meeting other travelers, and prematurely dealing with post-trip depression. I asked Simon right before taking off where he wanted to travel to next. She responded with, "Back to Iceland," and I couldn't have agreed more. I had spent 5 minutes doing my final heartfelt confessional when Simon noticed the mic wasn't plugged in. So I just recorded this entire thing and Simon noticed that the mic wasn't plugged in. So I guess I'll be a little bit less original and straight to the point this time. Iceland's a cool country. We saw some cool shit, cool waterfalls, mountains, met some cool people. Went into some hot springs, lava craters. Spent most of our time on the road, and a good part of it in Reykjavik. Eating food, drinking beer, wasting our money. Yes. I never really recovered from last Saturday's incident. It's gonna stay with me forever. And now we're hanging out in front of this Harpa place, and we're waiting for the bus to the airport. Is that it? Oh, I bet you that's it right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so peace out, Iceland 2013. I'll see you in the next country or whatever.
I'm good. Ready. Over and out. Run! Run! Hopefully the mic was on. I can redo it.
It's on.